welcome to the Asheville View, and we're here today with Sandra Kilgore, and we're excited to learn all about her campaign. So, how you been doing?
I've been doing great, Aisha. I've been,
Good.
yeah, it's a good time to be in politics.
There's a lot going on for sure.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Exactly, for sure.
Definitely. So, I haven't seen you since we did the forum with Mountain Express at the beginning of election season. And I'm wondering, how has life since the primaries changed for you, if at all?
Well, it's changed for me. It's made me more aware of a lot of the issues in the community, whereas before I thought I knew and understood some of the issues. But now that I've been out here and I've met so many people and we've talked about so many different issues and concerns of the community, then it's broadened my whole outlook on just everything. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's great that you're getting out talking to people. And my question for you is, after talking to these people and with COVID-19, how has that impacted your work in terms of your campaign and your platform?
Okay, and when I said talking to people, basically once the COVID-19 pandemic hit, of course, everything slowed down.
Mhm.
People just weren't out, and I just did not feel it was proper to even try to actually engage, in personal sightings or whatever to get-togethers. So pretty much, we've been doing a lot of Zooms. And so I've just learned how to actually do a lot of this technology and things that's new to me, but I've learned a lot. So most of my meet and greets and things like that have been done on Zoom.
Mhm.
So and I will say, it is, it's hopefully it's temporary because there is nothing like face-to-face engagement with
Mhm.
people, because you can learn a whole lot, about them. And they also can learn and get a feel of who you are, because over the camera, it's very difficult to sort of, connect the way
Yeah.
you need to connect. And that is me. I'm sort of a person that love to connect with people. And I have a natural knack for that. And I miss that, because I sometimes when I get off the Zoom, I'm saying to myself, did they really feel me? Did they really, understand me? But like I said, we're all in the same boat. So this is what this is what it is.
Right. I like the Zoom interactions because I feel like a lot of what it does is force people to deeply connect and pay attention, because you can't just get a sense of how someone feels and their energy, that you really have to be mindful and connect with them. So, how has those conversations impacted your platform? Like, how has COVID-19 changed what issues are kind of in the forefront from you as before?
Okay. Well, basically, my campaign sort of centered around unifying and unification of the community, and just a lot of the different programs. I felt that we were sort of divided in the community. And that to me is very important, because unless we can all sort of get close to one accord, I don't think we can be as effective as we need to affect
Hmm.
those changes, positive changes in the community. And so that was one of my big issues, like I said, the concerns on my
Hmm.
platform. Okay, and basically, as far as the COVID thing, I realized in light of COVID, it's changed a lot of things, because things that I think that we thought that were important,
Hmm.
even though they are important, they're not as important as they used to be. I
Right.
think public health and public safety right now, definitely is on the forefront, in dealing with especially minorities and the our neglected healthcare system, and how it's actually it's let us down. Not only let us down, it's never really been that effective, but now we are able to see it with the magnifying glass, the effect that it's having on the community. And so that to me is paramount. And also, of course, I think we need to really work hard, more or less, on, as far as issues, is controlling that COVID testing and contact tracing to me is very important. I think if we are to be able to get back to what we were before, because we are a service industry. In a service industry, you can't really control the type of people that come in and how, whatever. So we have to make sure that we have all these protections in place. I think that the mandatory mask, phase 2, 1 and 2, for Governor Cooper, those things were definitely necessary and they've helped immensely. I think had we not had a governor like Governor Cooper who enforced those social distancing and mandatory masks, I think we could possibly be in the same boat as you're looking at Florida, Arizona, are some of the places that did not, actually take control of the situation the way they should.
What role does what role does City Council play in that public health piece? Because I know that it was up to the governors to decide what phase we're in. And I saw in Atlanta, the governor said one thing, the city of Atlanta said something else, and then the city of Atlanta got sued. So I'm wondering, how much control does City Council have over those public health issues?
Well, the thing is, Asheville did a great job. Esther Manheimer, she stood in and she pretty much followed protocol. That's what the governor had set up. And I'm definitely for that. I think that was a great move. And City Council, like I said, they've been wonderful. Actually, Buncombe County, all of them have been wonderful in enforcing those rules and regulations set up by a governor.
Gotcha. And that's they enforce those rules. Okay.
Exactly. Awesome.
How can your experience as a businesswoman and realtor help you make great decisions and benefit us as being a part of City Council?
Well, number one was I had spoken to many people that were actually working for the city or in City Council. And of course, the housing situation is horrific here. And basically, I feel that just by me having knowledge, over 30 years of experience and knowledge in housing and things that I know that others do not know, that we could better help us make those big decisions as far as increasing the housing. How do we go about it? It's even financing things that we need, our tools or whatever. I think that my experience definitely could help that a lot.
And we know housing is one of the number one issues in the city.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people talk about affordable housing as being an issue.
Yeah. Exactly. And what I would like to see is actually the city owns a lot of different plots of land in the city. And basically I would like to maybe look at, maybe get a list, and we could also sort of just go and figure out a way that we can either work with the city to use some of that land for housing. And I like give an example. Years ago, they have a community, I think it's called Eastview, that's in Oakley. But make a long story short, I like that particular plan that they used, because they were able to have home ownership at a low cost, and they were able to resell it and keep it in-house and keep it at a low cost. And what I liked about that particular program as far as affordable housing, it works because guess what? What happens is with that is you're able to control who buys in there, because it's based on income. And I found families that did go in there and buy. They were in there 5, 6 years, 10 years. They could sell, take that equity and go buy a more expensive home, and then someone that couldn't afford one could come in behind them. And it's almost like giving them a head start. I love that program, and I would love to see that done throughout the city.
Nice. My final question for you today is, what can you share with us about the rollout of reparations from the City Council side? So we had Rob Thomas come on and talk about organizing the community. Are you abreast of the reparations conversation? What do you think it'll look like?
Well, this is the thing. Of course, as far as reparations, when I actually looked at the actually outline of demands or whatever, what they're actually talking about basically is things to improve, the financial position and economic position for the community. And I definitely think those are necessary and needed. The only concern I have is that we need to really work together and and come up with a workable plan. This is a big, big issue. And the thing is, we want to have a workable plan that does not cause too much pushback. I tell people a lot of times it's like it's not what you're doing, it's how you do it. Is that, do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if we set this up right, it could be a very successful movement, because what happens is, what you want to do is sort of just get the energy moving in that right direction, and there will be other people that join in and in the movement to actually help. And the reason I say that, even at the Board of Realtors, which I'm a part of the Political Action Committee, the one thing they came to me, they talked about reparations. And like I said, everybody want to jump on board. So therefore, we need to make sure that we devise a strategic plan that works and benefits the community. Because if we come out there piecemeal, guess what? That's what we got to get. Piecemeal.
Well, I'm really impressed with Rob Thomas's explanation of how they're going to go out and get people from the community to come in and create those leadership positions.
Exactly. And that's what we need. And like I said, and get it organized before we start really making statements about we want this, we want that. We just really got to devise a good plan. And like I was saying, the Board of Realtors came to me and said, Sandra, what can we do? So what I'm saying to you, you've got a lot of trade organizations out there. They want to know what can they do, but we have got to have a strategic plan that's working and that's workable to be able to get the most out of it. But I'm definitely for reparations. It's something that's needed. It's something that's, 400 years of working towards something, and it's finally given light to a lot of opportunities that we may have and that we should be able to take advantage of.
Awesome. So just before we go here, how are you still out? How do people find you? How do they find out more about your platform and more about what you have to say?
Well, what they can do is go to electsandrakilgore.org. That is my website, and that's where you can sort of, get more information on my platform, and also get information for donating or volunteering. And also, I think it's a great place for people to leave their comments, because I want to hear from the community. I want to hear what your needs and your desires and even your ideas, because guess what? We're all in this together. And the only way we're going to be successful is working together. And that's what my campaign is about. And also, I'm about not just talking about it. I'm about coming up with some workable solutions that provide the results that we need. And that's what I like about Rob's program, is it does have workable solutions, and we just got to make sure that we devise a plan to get the results that we want.